You know that moment when you catch yourself in the car mirror in natural sunlight and your foundation just looks off? The texture around your nose is amplified. There are creases near your eyes you swear weren't there yesterday. That isn't aging. That's your foundation. I've been a makeup artist for 30 years, and I tested 13 foundations women over 35 are wearing right now. Gave each one a score out of 10. 10 scored a 4 or below, but 3 scored high enough that I actually keep them in my own kit. And one of those 3 scored something I almost never give. Number 1, Estee Lauder Double Wear, 2 out of 10. I know this one hurts. A client walked into my salon last month wearing this. She's 52, gorgeous skin underneath. But from across the room, I could see every single line on her face because the foundation had settled into all of them like little rivers. And this is probably sitting on your bathroom counter right now. And I understand why you bought it. Estee Lauder has been around forever. It promises full coverage that lasts all day, and your mother probably wore it. But on mature skin, double wear is one of the worst offenders I see in my chair. It grabs onto every dry patch, sinks into your laugh lines within about 2 hours, and by the end of the day, it looks like it's cracking apart on your face. That woman's skin was beautiful once we took the double wear off. Number 2, Clinique Even Better, 3 out of 10. Clinique markets this as a skin-correcting foundation, which sounds lovely until you wear it past noon. It oxidizes. What goes on as a nice neutral beige on your bathroom vanity turns distinctly orange around your jawline and nose by lunchtime. Women with olive and warm undertones get hit the hardest. One of my regulars told me she thought she was having an allergic reaction because her face was a completely different shade than her neck by mid-afternoon. Turns out the formula just changes color on your skin throughout the day. A foundation that does that has no business calling itself skin correcting. Number 3, Fenty Beauty Pro Filter, 1 out of 10. Yes, a 1. Rihanna created an incredible shade range, and I respect that enormously. But this formula was built for young, oily skin. I had a client who loved it because the shade was a perfect match for her, and I get that appeal. But shade match means nothing if the texture is aging you. The finish is aggressively matte, and for women over 40, that does you no favors. It clings to dry patches, flattens your complexion, and makes your skin look like construction paper. We found her something that worked with her skin instead of sitting on top of it like paint. Now this next one might genuinely surprise you because most people assume it's one of the safe choices. Number 4, NARS Natural Radiant Longwear, 2 out of 10. Gorgeous packaging, gorgeous in the bottle, gorgeous on a smooth 20-year-old face. Then you put it on skin with any real texture and it falls apart. It breaks down unevenly throughout the day, so by mid-afternoon, some spots on your face have full coverage and others have almost none. You end up looking like your makeup is sliding off in patches. For what NARS charges at the department store counter, that is honestly unacceptable. I stopped recommending this to my clients years ago. Number 5, IT Cosmetics CC Cream, 4 out of 10. This is the highest score on the skip list, and I want to be fair about it. IT Cosmetics had the right idea. SPF protection, skin-loving ingredients, a formula that's supposed to blur imperfections. The concept is genuinely solid. But in practice, this sits on top of the skin like a thick layer of moisturizer that never quite absorbs. It doesn't move with your face. When you smile, talk, eat lunch, it creases along every expression line and just parks there. If you're sitting perfectly still for a portrait, maybe it works. But for a real day where you laugh and live your life and actually use your face, it cannot keep up. Number 6, MAC Studio Fix, 1 out of 10. I worked with MAC products early in my career for editorial shoots and photo work, and I loved them in that context. But Studio Fix on a woman over 40 is like putting spackle on a wall and hoping it reads as fresh paint. It's heavy, it's mask-like, and the finish screams, "I am wearing foundation," from across the room. This was formulated for a generation of makeup that wanted full, opaque coverage. That era is done. If your foundation looks like a foundation, something has already gone wrong. I genuinely wish MAC would go back and reformulate this for the women who need it most. All right, so that's 6 foundations that are failing you. Now here's where this list changes direction, because the next one earned something I almost never hand out. Number 7, Luxe Color Changing Foundation. 10 out of 10. I almost never give a perfect score, so pay attention. This foundation has color-changing technology that adapts to your actual skin tone as you blend it in. No oxidizing orange by noon, no mismatch between your face and your neck. But what really sets it apart is how it behaves on mature skin. It doesn't settle into lines, doesn't grab dry patches, and it moves with your face throughout the day instead of cracking or separating. Had a client try this for the first time last week, and she looked in the mirror and said, "This just looks like my skin on a really good day." That is exactly what foundation should do. She also told me she found it cheaper on Amazon, so I'll leave a link in the description below. Number 8, Tarte Amazonian Clay. 3 out of 10. Tarte has a loyal following and I understand the appeal. The clay formula controls oil well, which is why combination skin types gravitate toward it. But for women over 40, oil control is rarely the main concern. What actually happens is the clay dries you out, the formula creases under your eyes within a couple hours, and it transfers onto your phone screen, your coffee cup, your scarf, your collar. I can always spot a Tarte client because there's foundation on everything she's touched that day. That tells me the formula isn't bonding with the skin properly, it's just sitting on the surface, waiting to rub off on the next thing you touch. Number 9, Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. 2 out of 10. The skincare meets makeup trend sounds fantastic in theory, and Kosas does feel beautiful going on. Light, hydrating, fresh. Feels like you've applied a tinted moisturizer from heaven, but by hour 3, it's completely gone. Just vanished off your face. I've had clients come in for afternoon appointments wearing this, and I could barely tell they had any base on at all because it had faded to almost nothing. If your foundation doesn't last past lunch, I don't care how nourishing the ingredients list is. You didn't pay 40-something dollars for a 3-hour foundation. Your skin might feel nice, but feeling nice and looking finished are two completely different things. The next foundation is the second one that actually earned its way into my professional kit. Number 10, Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick, 8 out of 10. This one genuinely surprised me the first time I tried it because stick foundations have always had a reputation for being heavy and draggy on mature skin. Hourglass got it right. The formula is buildable, so you can go sheer across your forehead and cheeks where you don't need much, then layer up around redness or dark spots where you want more coverage. It doesn't settle into fine lines the way most liquid foundations do, and it gives this beautiful, luminous finish that looks like naturally healthy, hydrated skin. I keep this in my professional kit for clients who want a polished, natural look without looking overdone. The shade range could be broader, which is what keeps it from scoring higher. Number 11, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless, 3 out of 10. Had a client spending over $50 on this every 2 months who couldn't understand why she always looked tired by 3 in the afternoon. The foundation was pooling in every crease on her face and making her look exhausted. And that's what frustrates me about this one, because the marketing is so beautiful. That luxury compact, the brand story, and the name Airbrush Flawless promises exactly what women over 40 are looking for. But the formula settles into your smile lines within the first couple of hours, and for the price you're paying, that's a real problem. You deserve to look better as the day goes on, not worse. Number 12, Makeup Forever Ultra HD, 1 out of 10. This foundation was designed for high-definition cameras and professional film sets, and honestly, that's exactly where it belongs. On everyday mature skin under natural light, it's far too heavy. It sits like a mask, catches every bit of peach fuzz and texture, and while it might photograph well on a monitor, it looks terrible in person when someone is standing 2 feet from you. Walking around in this foundation is like wearing stage makeup to the grocery store. It was never designed for real life, and you can tell the second you step outside. All right, last one, and this is the third foundation that earned a spot in my kit. Number 13, Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear, 7 out of 10. This is a solid, dependable foundation that delivers on what it promises. The finish is skin-like without being too sheer, and it has enough coverage to even out your tone without ever looking heavy or cakey. I've put this on clients at 9 in the morning and seen them in the evening looking like they just applied it fresh. The shade range is strong, it doesn't oxidize noticeably, and it layers well over moisturizer without pilling or separating. Lancome has been quietly getting this one right for years, while flashier brands get all the attention. In Korean beauty, we say the best makeup is the kind that makes people think you just have great skin. Lancome gets close to that. If you want something reliable that isn't going to embarrass you under fluorescent office lighting, this is a safe bet. So there you have it. 13 foundations tested honestly by somebody with 30 years behind the chair and nothing to gain from being nice about any of them. If you're wearing something that scored low on this list, I know that's not fun to hear, but your skin is going to look better the day you make a switch. And you've got 3 options now that actually earn their place on your face.